Salutations readers, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nkechi and today this is going to be my summer TBR. So I'm actually quite excited to do this TBR video because I feel very optimistic that I can get through most of the books on my stack right here. And I also feel pretty confident that not only I'll get through the stack and also any digital books as well that I have access to, but I'm also quite looking forward as well to seeing a better quality of reading, I think, for the summer, since I do not have school and I'm really just kind of preparing myself by the end of summer to get back into school. But I'm very confident that I'll be getting through a lot of these books. Anyways, let's just talk about a little bit quickly on the previous TBR. So I managed to read 3 books from my previous TBR. A couple of them on my Kobo. One of them was Seasons of Glass and Iron, a short story collection by Amala Moltar. I really enjoyed that one. A Long Speaking Sans Niveau. Also, I really enjoyed that one as well. Both of them were e-arcs from their publishers. And then I also read Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead by Emily Austen. The only physical book that I read for my physical TBR from that spring TBR video, which if you not checked it out, it will be linked in the video description down below. So if you're ever curious about any books from that TBR, check it out for sure. But I am glad that I got a chance to read this one and I did enjoy it. So I'm glad about that. Unfortunately though, one of the books from my spring TBR, I actually had to DNF, and it was actually quite recently too, was Behind Five Willows by June Her. I had to DNF at around 47%. Yeah, this one was just a major miss for me, and it's just really unfortunate. Not to say that I won't read anything else from June Her in the future, but I will say I was pretty disappointed by it. And then, let's see. Then there's also a couple books I have of carryovers from the past few months. Also a book from my Kobo, The Last Concert of Isako by Fauna Lee. Still planning on continuing on with this book for sure, so I'm hoping to finish it during the summer as well. Definitely a big priority. And then also Real by Kennedy Ryan is also a big priority as well to finish over the summer. I am quite confident I will finish both of those books before we get to our fall TBR. But as far as the summer, I think those are the perfect books to be able to read during the summer. Alrighty, now let's get into the main TBR. Let's start with the obligation read. So one of the books that I definitely need to read over the summer, probably closer to the end of summer, is Birth of a Dreamweaver by Nwuji Wathuongwo. This is one of his memoirs, actually. It's actually a series of memoirs. And I'm reading this with Leslie from Books, Girls, and Purrs. She's doing this series where she's trying to honor this author's life, since he unfortunately passed away, I think, like 2025. So throughout the 2026, she's trying to read all of his memoirs, and there are 4. So Birth of a Dreamweaver, I think, is the 3rd memoir. I will be linking the announcement of this read-along in the video description down below to check out if you were curious. And also, each one of these books that she's reading, she's going to have a co-host because it's live stream as far as the thoughts and teachings and any lessons or any information from these memoirs. There's discussions. It's all going to be in these live streams and stuff. And I'm going to be the guest host for the 3rd memoir. So that's the first book that I need to read. Another book is There's Only One Sin in Hollywood by Rashid Newson. This book actually officially came out June 2nd, so I'm definitely behind the sticks on that one. But I am grateful, though, that Macmillan Audio approved of my request to listen to the audiobook. So I got it on NetGalley as well. I already started reading it, and it is short. It's only like about 9.5 hours. So I'm quite confident that in the month of June, for sure, I'm gonna finish reading this book. So nothing to worry about there. Another arc is Ship Happens by Mason Deaver. This book is officially out August 18th. And I got it as an e-arc from the publisher. And I'm really looking forward to this one. I've never read anything from this author before, but I have seen people really enjoy it. Really excited about this one. And I feel confident that I'm going to read it before the book comes out. So y'all will get to know my review on the book sooner than later. And then last but certainly not least, my final arc that really I actually have, even, to be quite honest, is The Call of Crowns by Shinaza Bado. This is the sequel to Birth of a Dynasty, which you did not know. It is one of my favorite books of the year. Actually, one of the best books I read this year, to be quite honest, so far. And I am so grateful that I have the e-arc from the publisher. And the book doesn't come out to November 24th. So if I don't read it this summer, it's not like end all be all. And that's it for my obligation reads. Not a lot, but I do think this is doable, especially if I switch the formats and stuff. But I do think this is a pretty doable obligation kind of TBR. Next up are the wishlist reads. So these are just books that I'm hopeful to read. They're not really much a priority, but I'm still feeling somewhat confident that I'll be able to get through these books in during the summer. First up is actually a book that y'all have seen before already, and that is The Anthropocene Reviewed by John Green. This is Essays on a Human-Centered Planet. Yes, I'm putting it on the TBR again, but I truly believe, though, I think I'm going to get to it this summer. And I really want to as well because, I mean, I don't really own that many nonfiction. And also I'm realizing that I'm more interested in reading nonfiction now more than ever. So I really want to, like, tap into that since I'm actually have the time to also be reading more nonfiction. And these other two books, you've already seen it in my Tarot Readathon TBR, so I'm not going to harp on this really long. But one of my wish list is, of course, Clay's Arc by Octavia E. Butler, the third book in the Patternist series. It's part of my Tarot Readathon TBR, but if I don't read in the month of June, I'm hoping to start reading it and hopefully finish reading it during the summer. And then, of course, the other book is The Death of Shame by most probably literally the fifth and last book in the Reverend Fisher mystery series. As far as finishing series are concerned, I need to finish this. I need to read this book so I can finish the series. I just needed to get it done. And that's it. That's all my wish list reads. These are my hopefuls. And now we're going to get to definitely a little bit of long shots, a little bit, but I still feel like they're doable and they're my long-term projects. All right, let's just get this out of the way because I think I put it in my TBR previously and the one before that, and that is The Odyssey by Homer, of course, translated by Emily Wilson. The movie's coming out this summer. I still want to read The Odyssey, but I don't know if I'm going to get to it, but I still feel like I could do it. I just don't know when. Okay? This is now my newest addition to my long-term project reads now, and that is Song of Solomon by Toni Morrison. Unfortunately, I had to put this book on pause indefinitely right now because I'm not in the mood right now to be reading a Toni Morrison novel. Which sucks too, because while I was reading it, I was actually quite intrigued, but also part of me was just like, well, I don't know where exactly this is going. But of course, though, I mean, I have to trust in the Madame Toni Morrison. It's just that I'm just not in the headspace right now to be really actively reading her book right now. But I'm gonna take my time with it. I don't need to rush into it at all since it is a classic. But for sure, though, this one is definitely like not a priority read. Not something I know for sure I could probably pick up pretty easily and just start reading it. This was like, we need to take some time with it. All right, y'all, that is it. This is my TBR right here. This is solid stack, honestly, of physical books. This is the highest for sure. But I still feel confident, though, that I will be able to get through all of these books. Or at least most of them, for sure. I'm quite confident in Clay's Arc, Anthropocene Reviewed, Real, and The Death of Shame. We'll see about the two classics here. But other than that, though, I'm quite confident that I will be getting through most of these books. And yeah, looking forward to y'all seeing these books, hopefully in my summer wrap-up video. Anyways, thank you all again for watching this video. Like if you like it, subscribe if you're new here, comment down below, what are some hopefuls for summer? Are there any particular books that are like, okay, it is summertime, it is time to read these kind of books? I mean, what is it? What are the kind of books that y'all like to read during the summertime? For me, clearly, it's just whatever genre at this point. And you made this far in the video, you're not sure what to say, but you want to leave me an emoji to let me know that you're here, please leave me any sort of summer-related emoji. It can be anything that's beachwear, anything to do with water, an island, or even a sunflower, or just whatever. Anything that reminds you of summertime. Anyways, thank you again for watching this video, and I hope to see you on my next one. Bye.